Hey folks, hope your weekend's doing pretty good. I know mine is going really well, and I'm getting myself a little bit of watermelon sugar right now. XRP is currently at 273. It is the 12th of July at about 6 p.m. Central Time, and things are looking okay. I think we touched on, what, 292, somewhere around there, and it came back down to the 270s. I think it's a lot of that buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing, because we have crypto week coming up. So that may be the reason. I mean, this is normal, but it's nice to know that the digital asset has a pulse, right? And the pulse is in that direction. Bitcoin is still holding at about 117. Yeah, it looks like Bitcoin might do better than 150 on this bull run. Heck, maybe even 175. So the higher the better, though. Remember, the higher Bitcoin goes is better, because at the point that it stops losing dominance, in other words, when it reaches that tippy top and starts going backward, all the money, it's going backward because people are selling out of Bitcoin and going into the altcoin market. That's a lot more money for them to work with, which means it'll inflate the values of our digital assets faster and higher. Not to mention the other things that are going to be the impetus, right, for the continued increase in value of our digital assets, like the ETF applications, lower interest rates, what the result of Crypto Week, which will be the Genius Act for the stable coins. We're going to have the No CBDC Act, and we're also going to have the Market Clarity Act. And that's the one you want. You know, you want Market Structure Act. You want it structured and clarified as to which blockchains are commodities, currencies, securities, and so on. We need to know the rules of the road. It's no accident that everything is happening the way it is. Most of the ETF applications are slated for approval or non-approval by October of this year. Okay, at that point, Wall Street can do something with those things, because now they're ETFs. Do you get my drift? Wall Street can't sell something that's not approved by the SEC. It's not an ETF. They can't do anything with that. Not to mention, they still don't have the rules of the road. So all we have right now is we have a game board, right? The game board is the American economy, the financial system. And we have blockchains, which are something like the little car, the little hat, all these other things. We might even have some dice, mechanisms with which we know these things function. What we don't have are the rules of the road from the American government. It says, okay, these are commodities, currencies, securities, and so on, like I just mentioned. So all that's not outlined. The taxonomy is not outlined. What's legal and what's not legal as far as on-ramps and off-ramps goes. What's required? Where do you have to have your AML, your anti-money laundering? Where do you have to have your KYC, know your customer protocols? XRP, it's built into it, so it just makes sense. But once the rules of the road are done, all this legislation between July and prior to October, however long it takes, it just makes sense, because let's just say they are able to get all this stuff passed and signed, okay? And then it goes into effect. Now you have market clarity, market regulatory clarity, not just for XRP, but for everything else. And then all of a sudden October rolls around and they get the approvals for those ETFs. It's basically telling Wall Street, hey man, you have the game board, you have the rules of the game, start playing, guys, start playing. And it's go time. And then they have a way to monetize it. They know the legal structure behind all the assets inside those ETFs. They can meet their fiduciary responsibilities over in Wall Street and get this stuff sold. To get their advisors to start selling the heck out of this stuff, right? Hedge fund managers, retirement fund managers, all the big money starts coming in, because now Wall Street can make money off of digital assets. I hope you're following me. That's kind of the way it's going. But what I want to address, the center of what I want to address in this video, is why can XRP not be cheap? And let me show you why. So I hope you can follow the logic here. We have, 9 billion people on planet Earth right now. With blockchain technology, you're going to start banking the vast majority of the adult people, even some children actually. Some kids might be using some of this stuff. But the vast majority of the people will have access to banking once this thing gets done. We have approximately, I want to say about a little over $1 quadrillion of value on planet Earth that we can account for. What do you think is going to happen to all that value when you can start trading it, selling it, buying it, holding it 24/7, 365 in perpetuity? the velocity of money will increase, right? There's going to be a lot of transactions. Now, even with the population we have now, there's a lot of transactions going on with the people that are currently banked. One person alone runs through, 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 transactions a day. Multiply that by all the working people of the world and all the non-working people of the world that have banking and companies. There's also companies with tons of transactions going through. So we only have 100 billion XRP. We have about, like I said, 7, 8 billion people on the planet. That is billions and billions of transactions. Okay, so let's put it into perspective. I said there's about a quadrillion worth of value out there. We know from quadrillion you go to trillions, and then you go to billions, and then you go to millions. Just keep that in mind. Let's follow this logic here. This is a post or an excerpt from a post that David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, posted a couple years back. And at the top it starts off with, this is why XRP cannot be cheap. $10,000 is imminent, this person says. I don't know, maybe somewhere in that group there, but it says to move $1 billion. So here's the example. You got just $1 billion, and the plan or the goal is to move that from one place to another, from one wallet to the other, from a buyer to a seller, okay? Here's what is needed at different XRP prices, right? So if XRP was worth $10,000, you'd only need 100,000 XRP to move that $1 billion. If XRP was worth $1,000 per coin, then you'd need 1 million XRP to move $1 billion, okay? This is just one transaction we're talking about. But you would need 1 million XRP if it was worth $1,000 just to move $1 billion. In a world that has 7 to 8 billion people and tons of companies, I mean, millions of companies out there, billions of dollars get transferred all the time. You're not going to have enough XRP to get that transaction done if it's worth $1,000. You're going to need it to be worth somewhere up here. But let's just keep going down the rabbit hole here. If one XRP is only worth $100, then you need 10 million XRP to move $1 billion. That's not efficient. You could do it, but it's not going to work for a global financial system now, is it? And even worse, so if we go to $1, then you need 1 billion XRP to move $1 billion. We only have 100 billion XRP. You see the problem? 100 billion XRP, and there's trillions and quadrillions of dollars in value in the world. It needs to be up here. It needs to be up here somewhere between 1,000 and 10,000. And as the value of the world accelerates, and it will because of the velocity of money, like I just mentioned, once you have access to moving this money, buying and selling, trading 24/7, 365, and those transactions are going to be secure and cheaper and faster, the global value is just going to accelerate exponentially. So it can go even higher than that $10,000. But there's just a logic there behind it because we know XRP is going to move the larger volumes of value in the world. The smaller pieces of value, I believe, are going to run on the XLM blockchain, which is why PayPal set up their stablecoin on XLM. It just happened a couple weeks ago. So it just makes sense. It's kind of fleshing out exactly the way I always kind of saw it. I know this video is a little bit long, but I hope that this kind of puts that idea in your mind as to why XRP needs to be that much more valuable. And it most likely will reach those values. I want to say by between 2030 and 2035, we're going to be in this range already. My wife tends to think we're going to be there somewhere over here. I hope she's right. But mass adoption, I think we're going to be somewhere up here. Anyhow, let me know what you think. What are your ideas on this? Like, share, subscribe, bookmark, and we will see you guys on the next one. I got to finish my watermelon sugar and have myself... No, I got to go buy some paint. I'm going to do some painting this weekend. See you on the next one. Till next time, adios amigos.